Hello everyone, it's Rose, and today it's a we have a handle on this kind of day. So I want to just let you know what I've been up to that concerns we have a handle on this. So I haven't done a drill and chat for a long time because COVID, and I was just finding my drill and chats were depressing. So I haven't been doing them. So I'm going to do a little bit of a talk while I fill you in on what I did a couple of weekends ago. What I did a couple of weekends ago was I went to visit my daughter who lives in Kitchener, Ontario. I live in Ottawa, Ontario. If you look at a map, it's a long way from Ottawa to Kitchener. And along the route on the 401 is a little town. It's not actually that little. A town called Kingston, Ontario. And guess what's in Kingston? Well, there's all kinds of things in Kingston. All kinds of things. But the reason that I went to Kingston is that we have a handle on this is located in Kingston, Ontario. And I had bought a couple of drill pens, I think in February or something like that. And we have a handle on this, does custom drill pens. And they had started, these were from May, I think, or July, I can't remember. They do custom tips, and they had just started doing 3-placer tips. And so I ordered these 2 pens from them with the 3-placer tips in one end and a single placer tip in the other. I'm not going to show you the single placer tip because I no longer have the original single placer tips. But they were long and they were singles of this. And I loved working with these pens. And plus they're beautiful and they feel good in the hand. And there's a whole review on that. So if you search for we have a handle on this on my channel, you will find the unboxings for these 2 pens. But what I found was that since my previous order, we have a handle on this, had changed the brass tubules that they use in the tips of their pens, for their tips of their pens. And because I'm a super hard presser, the tips bent. And the ends kind of mushroomed. So I didn't have that with the old we have a handle on this pens because the gauge of the brass that they used in their tips was thicker. And so those pens will last forever without the tips ever being a problem, as far as I know. Then in the summer, again, I don't know, May or July or something like that, I got an email from We Have a Handle on This saying, we are now doing stainless steel tips in our pens. And so I ordered a couple of more pens from them, 2 or 3, I can't remember, that have the stainless steel tips. And I should probably show those to you rather than just talk about them. Yeah, I'll show them to you. Just a sec. Okay. So I'm back, and I appear to have misplaced one of my stainless steel tip pens because I bought at least 2. And so the pens that they do now have these stainless steel tips in them, and you can choose for the other end a single placer, a double placer, a triple placer, like these, except in stainless steel, and not quite as long. They are more this length. Or you can just have a hole drilled so that you can put your own tips in. And so what I did was I got one of the pens with a 3-placer stainless steel end. That's the one I can't find right now. And I got another one that has the hole drilled in it. I remembered where I put my pens that I couldn't find a little while ago. So these are the 2 pens that I bought from We Have a Handle on This when they came out with their steel tips. These are the other 2 pens. I thought I couldn't remember whether I'd bought 2 or 3 of the steel tipped pens. I bought 3. So these two have the stainless steel tip on them, and I got one that had a triple placer on the end, and I'll explain what I'm doing with the brass tips in there. And the other one I bought with just a hole drilled in the end so that I could stick my own end in it. And I just unboxed an Everlasting Tips with my brand new 9-placer in it. And so it's in there with a little bit of washi tape wrapped around it to hold it firm in there because it was a little on the loose side. So the reason that I put brass tips in the end of this pen, and these are just brass tips from our regular brass tipped pink pens, is because I find when I diamond paint like this. And so you can see that if I don't have those brass tips on there, I can't actually see the tips of my pen. And rather than adjusting the way I hold my pen, I thought I'm just going to extend the length of those tips by sticking some brass tips in there. So that's what I've done. And it works fine. I think what I might do is just use some, I'm not sure if I want to use hot glue on there, but sometimes if the drills stick to the wax too much, it actually pulls the tips out because they're not in there really tight. So I think what I want to do is just use a little bit of Elmer's glue or something like that, just to hold it in place there without damaging or filling the stainless steel tips, because I will want to be able to switch out the brass tips since they are not going to last forever. Yeah, so there you go. So these are the two pens that I had, and this is the one that I'm going to start using to drill the Pink Lily diamond painting. And while I was there, Kelly gave me this cover minder, which is super cute. It's filled with glitter. They make their own cover minders out of the same material they make pens from, and they made this one a purple glitter one, which I like. Well, purple and pink, I guess, which I like purple and pink. And so she offered it to me, and there you go. I have now a lovely little cover minder. So that's cute. Very nice. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Mike. And I am delighted to have found my two pens, because these are my two favorite pens. I love these pens. I love these pens. And I had them actually in my purse because I had taken them with me to London and just not taken them out of my purse since I came back because I forgot. Okay, so that's it, everybody. Back to the video. So these were the second set of pens that I got from them, and they have the long brass tips, the 3-placers, and they had the long brass tip single placers in them. And then this was the first set of pens that I bought from them back when they did pens that are slightly narrower, like they're not quite as fat to hold, so I actually like these better. And I think the new pens, yeah, the new pens are also longer. Yeah, they're longer. So I like everything about the new pens better. Although these were very nice. And these I got with a double tip on the end because that was all they offered at the time, single, double, or a hole drilled in it. So anyway, we can put those aside and we can put this one aside. But these stainless steel tips, I'm told, and I've, with the experience that I've had working with this so far, the tips are fantastic. They're great. No problems with the tips at all. I did have problems with these ones that I bought in the summer, not with the triple placers, but the single placers on the end got a little bit bashed, I guess is the word. And if you check out the video that I did, you will see that. I'll link it up in the corner here. And when Kelly and Mike, who own We Have a Handle on This, saw that video, they said, do you want us to replace the tips? And it's like, let me think about it. because I actually didn't mind using my little workaround solution that I was using because, just because. What I was doing was sticking the tips of the cheap pink pens that we get from China, putting the brass tip into the brass tip from We Have a Handle on This because it fit nicely. And then I was able to diamond paint with that and just switch out those tips whenever I wanted without doing any more damage to the tip. But Kelly and Mike thought that was kind of stupid, although they never said it, but I'm sure that's what they were thinking. Like, what? Anyway, so they offered to replace the tip for me. And I thought about it for quite a while, actually, because I did kind of like the way that the pens worked with my little workaround solution. But then I thought, nah, I'll get them replaced. So, on my way to Kitchener, I stopped in Kingston, which is 2 hours, more or less, from where I live, and had a good meeting with Kelly and Mike. I visited with them. And I dropped off my pens, and I saw, their business. They have a marine business, and Mike fixes yachts and things like that, boats. And Kelly she has like 3 jobs. I don't know how she does it, because she also is an avid diamond painter. Both of them avid diamond painters. And so anyway, we had a great conversation, and I was way late getting to my daughter's place because I talked to them for way longer than I had expected, but they were so much fun to talk to. And anyway, so I left them these 2 pens, and I told them, don't take the triple placers out, because they offered to replace the triple placers for me as well with stainless steel tips. And I said, no, don't do that, because I like the length of these triple tip placers a lot better than the length of these ones, or the triple placer that is in the new pen, which I cannot find right now. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I like these better. So I said, don't replace those tips. So Mike replaced the other tips, and so I just wanted to show you these new tips in my old, not that old, just from the summer, We Have a Handle on This pen. Okay, so they showed me around in their business. And Mike doesn't just make diamond painting pens. Mike makes, I think, crochet hooks, and he also makes regular writing pens, except there's nothing regular about them. So he pulled out to show me just a few of the pens that he has, and all of his pens are on the We Have a Handle on This website. You can find the link down below in the description to this video. Check it out. You won't find this pen in it because I bought it. And they are custom pens, so he doesn't necessarily have multiple versions. But I saw some gorgeous pens while I was there. But I had to buy this one. It just grabbed my eye, and I love the feel of it. And, I tested writing with it. It's got a Parker pen refill in it. I don't want to mess with this too much. Oh, there, okay. So I'm just going to show you the innards of it before I show you anything else. So this is a Parker pen refill. It's a no name, but trust me, it writes beautifully. It's got that beautiful feel to it. And Kelly and Mike are going to sell me some refills for cheaper than I could get them at Staples. So look at this pen. It is gorgeous. And let me tell you, the feel of it in my hand is absolutely fantastic. Look at this pen. So it's not a diamond painting pen. It's just a ballpoint pen. But I'm going to use it to write diamond painting stuff. So it's kind of diamond painting accessory type thing. I'm so stretching the definition of what a diamond painting accessory is so that I can justify making this video for you. But I wanted to show you because if you like writing pens, or if you know somebody who likes writing pens, or if there's a graduation coming up, or a birthday, or something coming up, and you don't know what to get somebody, and you've got, whatever, 50, 60 bucks to in your budget for a gift, their pens are beautiful. Now, their pens are different prices because some of them are made of different materials, but this thing practically looks alive. He's got one that I saw that is made of actual stone. The pen is made of this white sort of marble-like stone, and it weighed a ton, and it had like a pewtery kind of finishings on it, and it was gorgeous. It was a little too heavy for me. I have small hands and stuff like that, and when I write, I tend to write really a lot. So I thought, it's beautiful, but I loved this one. There is another one there that's very similar to this one. It doesn't have this colored kind of metal. It's just a silver colored metal. And I almost bought it because it also was beautiful, but the hand feel for me of this one was just slightly superior. But hand feel for a pen is a very personal thing. And so go check it out because the pens are gorgeous. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you this pen that I bought, and I did test writing with it, and I liked writing with it. And so I thought, you know what? Maybe I'm not the only one of us who, needed a good writing pen. And so there you go. This is my special writing pen from We Have a Handle on This. Mike insisted on giving it to me in a box. I said, I don't need the box. I'll just be taking it home and, putting it on my table and writing. But he said, no, you can't go without the box. So he sent me the box. He gave it to me with the box that you would receive it in if you were to order one of his pens. Okay, let's set that aside because those are just, little things. But I will continue telling you about my trip. So I spent a lot of time with Kelly and Mike. I spent, I think, about 2 hours on the way to Kitchener, and then I stopped in Kitchener again. I stopped in Kingston again on my way back home because I went to pick up these two pens, and because Mike had worked on them over the weekend while I was with my daughter. I got to get these things out of the way because they're rolling all over my table. So just a sec, I'll be right back. It is making me absolutely crazy that I can't find that other pen. So I'm going to tear my place apart looking for it in case it rolled off my work table and underneath one of my things in my work area. Okay, right back. Okay, so I learned a lot about Mike and Kelly and about their business and how they got into making diamond painting pens, and then how they got into making their business include actually selling diamond paintings. So I did an unboxing for one of their diamond paintings recently. It is, I think it was number 427, the jellyfish. So you can find that unboxing if you do a search for the video, or I'll link it up above in the corner here. And while I was down there, Kelly was showing me a picture of one that she was working on I think it's called Lilies, I don't know. And there is no picture of it because it's a test that she's doing to test out a supplier. So I'll take a photograph of this, and that'll be what I put on the thumbnail once I get it opened. So she was showing me this, and I was like, oh my God, I love it. It's so beautiful. It was so beautiful, the picture she showed me. And I just saw a little piece of it, and I have no idea how big this is or anything, because I didn't ask those questions. It's just like, oh my God, I love it. And she says, oh, well, I'm giving away, we're giving away a bunch of diamond paintings. There was I think, a round and a square lighthouse and a round and a square of these lilies to her Facebook followers. There was like a draw, and she said, you know, if you're interested, put in for one or more of the diamond paintings. And so, you know, to do the test. And she said, all we're asking is that you pay $30 plus whatever the shipping is, and that you work on it right away and make detailed comments that you'll send back to me so that, that'll help us decide, her and Mike, because they do everything together, help them decide whether to actually use that supplier or, what feedback to give that supplier. So at the same time, I asked her a whole bunch of questions about their business and so forth. And so I learned a lot more about them than I knew when I did the pen unboxings before and when I did the jellyfish diamond painting unboxing. So I want to share that information with you. So I'm going to do that while I do this unboxing. And of course, I guess I won one of the diamond paintings in the draw because it was there for me when I went back to Kingston. Now, she had to invoice me because they run their business absolutely according to law. And like I say, we have a handle on this side of the business out of their main business, which is the, boat, marine business. And so they're not trying to cheat revenue, they're not trying to cheat the tax guy. They're not trying to cheat anybody. Everything is absolutely above board. And when I say they're not trying to cheat anybody, I'm going to get more into that in a moment as we talk about this. So those of you who have looked down at your diamond paintings because it's like, oh my God, she's just talking, she's not actually showing us anything, you can look at the screen again. So I wanted to point out to you the shipping. It was shipped by Purelator earlier today. Today is September 29th, and I think I'll post this probably, I don't know, in the next few days. And it has caps on both ends of the mailing tube. The mailing tube is super, super thick and sturdy. And what she's done, or what they've done, I don't know who does the mailing, is they've actually wrapped it in cling wrap. And it looks like multiple layers of cling wrap just to help ensure that if something leaks in the truck or something like that, it's not going to get in and damage the diamond painting. So they do all of their shipping with Purelator, or I can't remember who it is, maybe UPS for the States. I can't remember. But anyway, everything's shipped by courier. So then to further protect this, there is clear packing tape that tapes down the caps to make sure that the caps aren't going to fall off, and also to help keep the cling wrap in place. And then their caps, as you see, have a handy dandy little pull thing here so that you can pull out the cap without difficulty. You don't have to use like the end of a butter knife or something to pry the cap off. All right. And so here is what I see when I open up this diamond painting. And all of their diamond paintings are poured glue. That's the other thing that I learned while I was there. Nothing else in the tube. Yeah, all of their diamond paintings are poured glue. Wait a minute. Oh my God, now I can't remember if it's poured glue. Yeah, I think it's poured. Yeah, it's poured. Yeah, it's poured glue. Okay, because there's another kind of glue that has a plastic coating, but this is poured. Okay. And they are super, super fussy about quality. Now, it's 55 by 70. Holy smokes. Okay, that's a big diamond painting. That's a super big diamond painting. Well, not super big, but it's a big diamond painting. thinking it was like maybe 40 by 50 or something like that, but no, it's 55 by 70. Okay, that's a very decent sized diamond painting. And I'm going to zoom out here a little bit so that you can see the whole thing. Look at this. It's not even, there's not a single drill on there. And look at how beautiful this lily is. It's gorgeous. I fell in love with it just by seeing it in an itsy bitsy little picture on her iPhone or whatever it is that she had. Okay. And she had parchment paper squares or release paper squares covering a lot of it. So it didn't even look as nice as this. And still, I fell in love. So I was, all weekend long, I was like, I hope I win. I hope I win. And I did win. Anyway, so she sent me the invoice for the $30 for the painting. And because it's a test kit, right? So it's probably a little bit cheaper than, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit cheaper than what she'll end up selling it for if she decides to actually continue this. I can't tell you what her final selling price will be if she does add this to her inventory and gets more of them printed up. And it was $20 for the shipping. And again, I thought, oh, that's a lot more than I paid for the jellyfish, but that's because the jellyfish weighed less because it was, I think, a 40 by 60. So the extra $8 for shipping is probably because this is considerably larger than a 40 by 60. Okay, so here are the drills, and let me tell you, okay, so the drills came, and the bag is like the outer cellophane bag is a little bit ripped. That's okay. Clearly, nothing has fallen out, and I'm just going to put this in a different bag anyway. So I throw away these polyurethane bags for my big diamond paintings and put them in Ziploc bags anyway. So I don't care, but I promised that I would make extremely detailed notes about every bit of my experience. And so this is the beginning of those notes. Okay, let me tell you about the diamond paintings. This is something that we discussed at length while I was in Kingston talking to Mike and Kelly. Every single one of the images that they use are legally licensed. So she buys images in some cases. So there, for example, there's a photographer in Kingston, Ontario, and she has bought a number of photos from that artist. She showed me a diamond painting, again, a photograph of a diamond painting, or I found it on her Facebook page of sort of like this dark tulip. And it almost looked black. It was so dark. It was gorgeous. Anyway, that was from their local artist, photographer, who she buys from. And she finds images online that, when she checks, are copyright free. So, for example, the other one that she was giving away samples of for testers was of a lighthouse, and there was a round and a square drill version of this lighthouse, and that was one that Mike was working on and testing himself. And that was an image that they got from the NOAA site, north. I don't know. It's a marine site of the. I think it's part of the federal government. Anyway, apparently all of the images, because she checked, all of the images were copyright free. She didn't want to make a mistake, so she actually contacted NOAA, NOAA. I can't remember what it stands for, but anyway, National Ocean and Atmospheric Agency or something like that. Not American, so your acronyms for your agencies, not top of my list to learn. But she actually contacted NOAA, and they confirmed, yes, any image that you find on our site, you can use with our approval. Well, not with their approval, but it's copyright free, so it's acceptable to use their images. And they have some beautiful images. That's where the jellyfish image came from, because I know that one of my viewers specifically asked me, where did you get the jellyfish? Like, is it a legally licensed image? And I didn't know because I, hadn't asked. But I did check when I was there. I promised I would ask when I saw Kelly, and she said, "Oh yeah, it's copyright free. I got it off the NOAA site." So this, I don't know where it came from, and I don't know if it's an image that she purchased or that she found and that is, confirmed copyright free. But you don't need to worry about buying any of the diamond paintings that Kelly and Mike offer, because they are all legally licensed or free, copyright free images. Okay, I wanted to spend some time on that because it's a big issue in the diamond painting community, and there are a lot of you I know who will not buy a diamond painting that isn't legally licensed or copyright free. And so I just want you to know that you have another supplier now for diamond paintings, and that would be Kelly and Mike, and we have a handle on this. You can confidently purchase anything on their website knowing that you're not stealing from an artist, or that they haven't stolen from an artist. Okay, so that the next thing I do is I always measure my diamond paintings to see what the actual image area is. And this is, this is interesting. Okay. So it is 64 6/10 millimeters. Or 64 6/10 centimeters. And I think this is 448. Yeah. So, holy crap, I can't remember. I got confused with the 6/10. Okay, so I am going to say, now I'm saying it's 64. Hold on. I'll measure along the bottom because I'm getting a different measurement than the first time. So I'm thinking maybe my ruler was not straight. Okay, yeah, it's 64 7/10 actually. So 65 centimeters wide by, I'm not sure if you can see all of it. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. 65 by, whoops, that's inches. 50. Okay. Okay, so, and it is square drills, I think. Yep, it's square drills. So this is 448. I call it the pink lily, just in case I get another diamond painting that's a different color of lily. All right, and I think it looks great. So let's see, there's an inventory sheet in the package. I don't know if there's an image on the inventory sheet. We'll see that in a moment. And we do have legends on both corners of the diamond painting. I know a lot of you like that. And then here is a thumbnail of the image. This is the best that I can show you. All right, and how many colors do we have? We have 30 colors, and we have all the DMC numbers there. Let me blow you up so that we can see these symbols a little bit better. And we'll take a look. A lot of 310. This is like, there's a lot of 310 here. But it looks like there's a little bit of, maybe not confetti, but there's a lot of color blocking on this, which is fine. Because the other thing that I got in the mail yesterday was my 9-placer from Everlasting Tips. So I'm eager to start working with that. So I'm going to have to do the unboxing of the everlasting tips so that I can start working on this diamond painting using the everlasting tips in my We Have a Handle on This drill pen. Okay, so those symbols look pretty clear to me, and I don't see anything that's going to be confusing. No, like the arrows are not going to be confusing. There's this arrow here and this arrow here. Yeah, that's not confusing. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, let's take a look at the canvas itself. And once again, look how clear the printing is. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I have just, I literally just finished doing 4 unbaggings of, a bargain diamond painting company. And the printing was a little bit muddy, and I was thinking, oh, maybe it's not so bad. But comparing that to this, oh my God. In fact, I'm going to show you because I have that other one here. And so, I mean, look at this printing, which is what you get for, $5 or $6, compared to this printing. Oops. And let me hold them up side by side. Okay. So look how much clearer the We Have a Handle on This canvas is than the other one. See, I thought this was acceptable for whatever, $5.50 or I can't remember how much it was, $4.49, something like that US, compared to $30 Canadian for this. And again, I don't know if $30 Canadian will be the final price for this if they do decide to stock it and order more than just the testers that they got. But that, I can't imagine this being any clearer. And we're just going to move down to the actual lily. Look, those are super thin lines on those diamonds, and yet they're perfectly clear. That less than or that greater than sign that's got the upright line through it, again, super thin lines, utterly clear. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Let's take a look at some of these other symbols here. And that other canvas that I showed you, I had to blow it up to 10 times the regular size to be able to be sure that I was reading it clearly. This is blown up at 2 times, but at 1 times, this is what you see. Still perfectly clear. Still perfectly clear. So let's just go to 2 times because, this is for video and some of you might be watching it on your phones. But look at that. This is, okay, this is good. So I'm very, very happy with this. The symbols are all very legible. A lot of color blocking. I knew that from, just seeing the image on Kelly's phone. But I was thinking about that 9-placer that I had ordered. And so, so I thought, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Test the 9-placer at the same time as I'm testing the We Have a Handle on This canvas. And drills. Okay. I think this is lovely. I'll talk about the feel of the canvas, again, just as part of the extreme detail on comments. And, okay, so the canvas feels pretty stiff. This is not a velvet canvas. It is not. It is a pretty stiff canvas. It arrived in good shape. Now, You saw how Kelly and Mike ship their canvases. They put them in the mailing tubes. So any of these creases that you see, I can tell you right now, are not because of their mailing. This is the way the canvas arrived when they got it from their supplier. And I'm just going to pull the plastic back because when they're being mailed from China, and this does come from China, when they're being mailed from China, sometimes the plastic pulls away from the canvas a little bit. And if you don't flatten the plastic, that will make it harder for these mailing creases to flatten out. But if you do this that I'm doing now, you can use your hand, you can use a ruler, just don't use anything that's got sharp edges because you don't want to rip the plastic. But if you do this, you will get rid of the air bubble between the plastic and the canvas, and your diamond painting will flatten out that much faster and those creases will come out. So I am not even a little bit concerned about those creases. And you can hear the air being pushed out. It's that snappy, crackly sound. And so this is one of the things that I absolutely love my bone folder for. It's all rounded edges, and so it pushes the air out, and I can press really, really hard. Kind of poor man's or poor woman's ironing. And so that's going to help release those creases. All right, let me do the other way. There we go. And I'm going slowly from side to side because I don't want to wrinkle the plastic. Not that that would hurt the diamond painting, it wouldn't. It's just it would drive me crazy. So I'm just taking my time here. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. And when I stop hearing this snap, crackle, and pop, I know that I've gotten all of the air out from between the cover and the diamond painting. There we go. There we go. So I will be storing, well, actually I'm not going to be storing this because the other thing that I promised Kelly and Mike and what they asked of their of the people who applied to win was that since it is for review and since they're not going to make an order for more of these until they get the comments back from reviewers, I promised I would work on this immediately. So I have about an hour's work left to do on a special shapes diamond painting that I'm working on. I will finish that, but then I will concentrate on this until I finish it. And so hopefully, and I'm going to track my time on it. So I'll be able to report back to you guys on how long it took to do this. And you'll also hear in the post-completion review everything about my experience. Because Mike and Kelly said take the most detailed, like they want the most detailed comments possible. So I'm going to give them the most detailed comments possible. And then I'm going to give you the same comments later. Okay, so that is the canvas. And normally I would store these for a while and they'd be flat. And pressed up against the other diamond paintings in my stash. So these little minor creases would flatten themselves out just from the pressure over time. So what I'm considering is, should I iron it? And I'm going to say no, because I want this to be a worst case scenario. And I know a lot of you would not touch your diamond paintings with an iron. I've only ever once, maybe twice, ironed a diamond painting. And I mean, it was fine, but it's a pain in the butt. I had to find my iron, which I had put away when I moved 5.5 years ago, and it had not seen the light of day since. Yeah, so I'm not going to iron this. I'm just going to work on it, and if we see those creases in the final thing, that'll be something for Kelly and Mike to feed back to their supplier who made these for them. Oh, I forgot. This just fell on the floor. It is their business card, and they send their business card in all of their diamond paintings and with all their drill pens. So they do have a Facebook page, and there's a lot of pictures on their Facebook page, and Kelly is very, very active on Facebook. I am not active on Facebook. I think they're the evil empire, and so I signed up specially to find their address when I was going to Kingston. I didn't find their address on Facebook, so I emailed her and she sent it to me. Anyway, but now I was on Facebook, and so I took some time to peruse their Facebook page. Okay, so that's the canvas. And this is the bag of drills, the bag o' drills. And like I say, there's a tear in it. And so we are just going to rip this open. So you guys know, if you watch my channel on a regular basis, that I love it when companies weigh their drills and pre-bag them for me, because I am not one of those people who loves kitting up. I mean, I'll do it, and it's fine while I'm doing it, but I prefer to just diamond paint. So let's see what we have here. Oh, okay, this is actually interesting. It's got like the number, the DMC number. This is the number of drills of each color. Let's see how many 310s there are. There are 12,693 310s on this. Wait a minute. Yeah. And then this, I bet you, is the number of drills that they have sent you. So there's a very precise weight for every drill. And Kelly and Mike know it because they check. Oh, that's another thing. For every single diamond painting that Kelly and Mike send out, before they send it out, they will check to make sure that all of the drills that you need are there. For those of you who watched my jellyfish unboxing, you will have seen that there was one bag of drills that was... it was wrapped in cellophane, I think, not like the others. And that's because my kit was 1 or 2 bags, I can't remember how many, short when Kelly and Mike got it. So she added those extra drills in. So there's like at least double checking. They check at the factory before they send it to her, and then she checks it when she gets it to make sure that absolutely everything is there. She'll only send diamond painting toolkits, so the drill pen, the wax, and the boat, if you ask for it. I did not ask for it, but she's assured me that what you get is just a standard kit like this, okay? So you can ask for one if you want, if you're ordering a diamond painting on their site, but you probably don't need it. Okay, what else do we have on here? So that's probably, I don't read Chinese, but I suspect that this is the number of drills that they're sending you. This would be the grams. And I have no idea what this is. No idea at all what this last column is. Anybody out there who reads Chinese, let me know if I've made any terrible, terrible mistakes. Okay. And then, so there is no image, and I think that's because it's a custom. Often when we get customs, we don't get an image of the custom on the inventory sheet. So that is probably what this is all about. And then on the back, what we have is yet another copy of the legend that if you want to cut this up and stick it on your drill containers, or I might cut it up and just stick it on the bags, then you'll have your symbol right on the baggies. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is cut it up and stick it on the baggies. All right, so I do like this format for an inventory sheet. So that's yet another comment to pass along. And now I'm going to bring you way down, figuratively. No, literally, not figuratively, hopefully. And we're going to take a look at the drills. And many of you already know what it is that I look for when I'm looking at drills. But I will tell you once again. So we need 35 colors. I know that Mike and Kelly have checked this, but the first thing I'm going to do is just count the bags of colors. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna skip ahead to where I am. You're not gonna see me do the recount. Okay. I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, okay. I know what I was looking for 35 bags because the back of this sheet has 35 colors. But this is just an example. These are not actually the colors that we have in the kit. We only have 30 colors in the kit. So strike what I said about cutting this up and putting it on the bags of drills. You can't do that because there are only 30 colors. That's what the legend says. And yeah, this back is just sort of information about diamond painting. Okay, so we have all 30 colors. And now we're just going to take a moment to look at them. So I'm going to bring you way down so that we can examine these drills in detail. And I don't need to do an inventory because I don't. I know it's already been done. And I have all the bags that I need here, so that's good. I'm not going to weigh these to see whether I have the weight of drills that I'm supposed to. I suspect that Kelly, because she is very particular, will have already done that. And Kelly, if you don't already do that, you can leave a comment down below if you like, because I know you're watching. Okay, so I'm going to blow this way up so that we can take a look in detail. Because these are not cheap diamond paintings. So, and I'm showing you this in detail because I want you to know what you're going to get with any We Have a Handle on This diamond painting that you get. Now this is, she's testing a new supplier, but you can be assured that she is as concerned with the quality of the drills from the supplier that she has been using as she is with the ones that she's testing out. So let's just take a look. So what I'm looking for, I bet you a lot of you can sing this song along with me because I say it in every video now. I'm looking for absolutely flat bottoms. That is the perfection. That is the nirvana. That is the gold standard. I am okay with drills that have little tiny dimples in them in the very center of the drill. And what I'm seeing with these drills is that most of them are perfectly flat. I do see a couple of little dimples. What else am I looking for? You know, I'm looking for absolutely sharp edges on all of these drills, on the bottom edges of all of these drills. Because if there's anything that sticks out, or if there's little divots in the side, then that is going to be a problem. If there's something that sticks out, those, which is called flash, it's the ooze around the edge of the mold, that will push against your other drills, and you will not have a perfectly straight line, first off, but you're going to run out of space for your drills. And so that will be a problem. Because the drills will start pushing against each other, and eventually there's not going to be anywhere they can go except up. And so you'll have popping drills. And so I'm seeing none of that flash or ooze or melty feet, whatever you want to call it. And I am also looking, and this kind of is related to the absolutely flat bottoms, I'm also looking to make sure that the drills are not cupped. So I want a lot of surface area on these drills. That's why perfectly flat bottoms is the gold standard, and that's what we would want for all our drills, and that's what I'm seeing for most of these drills. The little tiny dimple doesn't hurt because that's not going to prevent the diamond from adhering to the canvas. There's enough surface area on the bottom of that drill that it's going to stick nicely. If you have a concave drill, however, and there are a lot of concave drills in some diamond painting kits, even square diamond painting kits, I'm very happy to say I'm not seeing any of that here. If you have a concave drill, though, that looks like you could eat soup out of it, very tiny soup, very little soup, then what you have is a drill that has, oh, and see, there's a drill that has a tab on it. It's the first one that I've seen. I will toss that drill when, it comes time to use it, because that tab is just, it shouldn't be there. So that's a piece of trash. But that's the only one I've seen so far. There are no kits with absolutely perfect drills. You are almost certain never to find such a unicorn. But we look for drills that are generally good, and these look very good. So yeah, getting back to the cup drills or the concave drills, whatever you want to call them, they have almost no surface that's touching the canvas, and so there's nothing for the drill to stick to. So they will fall off. Or, especially if you're a hard presser, pressing on those drills, you'll break them. And I had recently a drill that I didn't realize was cupped until I pressed it down into the canvas, and it broke on me. And that's how I knew that it was cupped. Or concave, whatever word you like to use. Now, often it's the darker drills that have the problems because they are harder. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. See that drill? It's right up at the top there. And it seems to have a fairly large divot in it. That is kind of at the very outside margin of what I would tolerate. In fact, I think that divot is a little bit too big. And here's another one where the divot in the center of the drill, I'm not sure if you can see that, it is right above my finger here. The divot in the center of the drill is a little bit bigger than I'm comfortable with. So I would get rid of that drill too. Now, this is number 20. I need 4,700. They've sent me an extra 800 drills. So I can be very picky about the drills that I put on my canvas because I can get rid of 800 of these, well, 799 of them, and still have enough drills to finish my project. So again, what I was saying about dark drills are sometimes worse quality. This is another drill that I would not use because it's got that ooze, that flash, and so that's not going to fit in the square that exists on the canvas for it. The only way for it to fit is for other drills to be pushed out of the way. And so I'll just get rid of that drill. And the reason that dark drills tend to have more problems in another way, so see these little divots here on these green drills? I'm not concerned about those because they're small this is a dimple. I don't call that a divot. I call that a dimple. They're small, and there's way more surface area that will connect with the canvas than won't. So I'm not concerned about those. So back to what I was saying about the reason that dark drills are harder to, get perfect is partly because like 310s and so forth, there's a lot of them that are used, like 310, 38, 65. They're probably among your most common colors, 939, 154, etc. They are also, because they're dark, it's hard to see the imperfections. So if you're the human who is doing quality control at the drill factory, it is harder for you to see the mistakes on one of the darker colors than it is for you to see mistakes on the lighter colors. And that's just because of the way our eyes work. And conveyor belts are black, and, so there's a good reason for it. Now, sometimes we get lighter colored drills that are really bad quality, and I can't explain that except that they're not taking as good care at the factory when they're doing their quality control. But these all look good. Yeah, these look good. Now, I still expect to find, as I'm diamond painting, I still expect to find that there will be some that I missed while I was looking at them, here through the camera, that I'll find, problems with, and I'll just get rid of those drills. And that's what my trash bucket is for. All right. So the last thing that I look for on drills, whether they're square or round, is, and I'm just going to take a moment here to show you, is I look to see, if I can get this in focus, I look to see that the tops look like they have very sharp cuts in them, because it's those sharp cuts in the top that give you the facets that are going to make your diamond painting sparkle. And that's what we all want, is good sparkle on our drills. So those are the main things that I look for when I'm looking at drills for one of my canvases. Now, one of the other things that I don't usually pay attention to, but I will be very careful while I'm drilling, because this is something that you would probably only notice while you're drilling, is you want the drills to be of absolutely consistent size. And the other thing that you want is you want them to be exactly the same size as the square on your canvas. Because if they're not, then if they're too big, you're going to run out of space and you're going to have popping drills. And if they're too small, you're going to have space between your drills. Now, I was just watching a video from Hopping Frog, also known as Tanya, and she used to be Diggy 415. I actually don't remember her full channel name now because I still think of her as Diggy 415 or Tanya. She was doing a video and she was talking about how, at least on canvases that have double-sided adhesive instead of poured glue, when you put your drills down and push your drills around, you're actually pushing the layer of glue around. And so you're forcing the glue to stretch. And when the glue stretches, your drills will not end up necessarily where you thought they would, because they move along with the glue. And so she said that's why sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you get spaces between your drills. You think you've laid them down perfectly, and then they're not perfect. There's space between them. And she was explaining, oh, see, here's another one that has a little bit of flash. Oh, let's see if I can get that. There's just a little bit of flash around this drill right here. Maybe not enough to get rid of the drill, because it's hardly noticeable, but it seems like a little tiny bit of flash. Anyway, so that was something that I had never actually thought of, but good thinking from Tanya. Now, I don't know whether it's true or not. She might have just made that up. But it made sense to me while I was listening to her. And so I'm sharing it with you. But the credit goes to Tanya because it was her big brain that came up with that. So yeah, these all look very, very good. I think this is probably, yeah, this is 321. I love 321. It's such a vibrant red. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Okay. And now we're doing the 310s. And if there are any drills that are going to be bad, they're going to be 310s. And there's so many in these bags that it's actually very hard to tell. But I'm not seeing anything that concerns me. These actually look pretty good. I'll be able to tell better in a little while when I start drilling this. And I might actually record the drilling. The initial drilling, just to give you my first impressions. And also the first impressions on the Everlasting Tip 9-placer. Okay. These 310s actually look good. I don't know about you, but I have not seen any tabs or flash or concave drills. And then finally we have our 154s, and they also look really good. Look how sharply cut those tops are. Beautiful. Okay, these drills look to be super, super good quality. And I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. So that's it, everybody. Oh my God, my foot's asleep. And I gotta walk the dog. Okay, that's it. That is the drills and the canvas for We Have a Handle on This. The pink lily, it's number 448 in my inventory. They advertised apparently the canvas size 55 by 70. The drill area is 65 by 50. So that's fine. Square drills look beautiful. Canvas looks great. These creases here were from it getting to China, getting from China to Kingston, Ontario, because when, oh my goodness. Yeah, those creases are a little bit of a problem right now, but I think they'll be fine later. Okay, because I'm feeling the air moving underneath here. It's like anyway. I could go on for a long time, but I won't. So far, I'm happy with this. I think this will probably be fine. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. And we're gonna find out real soon together. So thank you for watching this, and thank you very much to We Have a Handle on This, Kelly and Mike, for taking the time to speak with me at length last week and answer all the questions I had and tell me funny stories. And I got to meet Kelly's father-in-law. I think his name is Gord. I can't remember. And they did show me their shop where Mike makes the pens, and that was interesting as well. Super, super interesting. And I wish I could have made a video about it, but there were some health and safety concerns, and it probably would not have been safe for me to be walking around with a camera in front of my face. So, as it was, they take all necessary safety precautions because this is their lives and their health and their digits that are at risk. So I was super impressed with everything I saw, actually. So there you go. Oh, and I loved the fact that they store their diamond paintings in a vault. It's like a bank vault. It's got like a 1920s big steel or iron or whatever door on it that looks like it's 6 inches thick, and it's got that greeny black, like an 890 color paint on the door, and it's got like, it looks like it came out of a a 1920s gangster movie where they're doing a bank job. Anyway, super cool. And I wish I had taken a picture of that. But anyway, maybe Kelly will take a picture of that door into their diamond painting supply closet and post it on her Facebook page, because that was, I was delighted by that. Anyway, okay. Thank you to Kelly and Mike for giving me this opportunity. I'm so glad that I won your draw. Well, I'm one of the winners. And I want to thank all of my viewers for bearing with me while I went through this excruciating detail, and my subscribers, and I will keep you posted on how this goes. And I'll post pictures on Patreon for my patrons as well, just to show you how it goes. And so there you go, everybody. I will be back again soon. If you like this video and you want to continue to follow the journey of me drilling this diamond painting and, you know, making my comments and all that stuff, why don't you subscribe now if you haven't already? And you can ask for notifications, although I post a new video every night at midnight Eastern time, so you don't have to ask for notifications. You can just, you know, tune in whenever you get up or when you're going to bed or whatever. Check out my next video. All right, thanks everybody. Bye-bye for now.